Hello, magic makers, and welcome to February. Wow, here we go. This year's going so fast already. February brings you the new start that you've been looking for. Be sure to stick around to the end. I'm going to go through the numerology, the astrology, and I'll draw some tarot cards to give you the overall frequency that you need to optimize this amazing February. So if it feels to you like January was kind of sludging through a little bit, that's because it was a 9-month in numerology. That's the wrap up. It's a completion time. This new year is really just starting right now as we welcome February to come to the table. It is the second month, which gives you balance and harmony traditionally, but we also look at the universal month, and you get that by adding the 2 to the 8. It's an 8 universal year, so we come to the 10 and we reduce that to the 1. So this is the 1, the first number 1 month of the year. Gives you significant opportunity for fresh start, renewed hope, vision, really amplifying with this 8 year. 8 is all about moving up and out into the world, having your visions become realized, and success and being seen, and like all your wildest dreams coming to the table. It's promising to be a really delicious year, and it's really just now getting started. So if you're feeling that, you're in good company. The 10 gives us the new beginning. It's the new year, the new you. It's really just astrologically, energetically beginning now. It's time to kind of like get reaching out of yourself. Wait no more. The time has arrived. It's your go time. So it takes a bit more courage and creativity to get you moving. It's about doing the thing. It's taking the risk, placing the bet, saying yes. Saying yes when your soul knows it's a yes, and then doing so without regret. It's just about getting moving. It's also very much about you. Which can be hard for people sometimes because we're really programmed, not to be selfish. I prefer to reframe it as selfism. Like, it's okay to optimize yourself, your self-care, your self-visions, your self-desires. And this is the month to do it. This is the month to prioritize what it is that you know is being innately summoned through you. And if you do that wisely and wildly, you'll have great success. And let's not forget, it's setting us up for this entire year, this 8 year of great success, coming out of your shell, coming out into the world. We'll get back to relationships next month when we move into the 2 frequency, which is really going to bring the balance and harmony. But this month is about you getting up, getting out, and getting going, amplifying your service, looking at things from the lens of what you really desire, and taking the bold, audacious in some cases, action to get there. It's about embracing the spirit of innovation. And then we just had, excuse me, I am recovering. I also want to speak to the fact that there's a lot of illness moving around the planet right now. I'm looking at that as a cellular upload. I just moved through my birthday. I was bedridden with all of this, and it's not lost on me. We are going through a massive cellular upgrade, and that affects the physicality. So surrender over, be as you're summoned to be, and give in. Surrender into whatever is being called for through you. It's all in preparation as I come out the other side. I feel this vigor for getting going. I know it's time. I'm moving. I know it's time to go. It's like all of this is coming full circle, but I had to kind of lay it all down and go into the deep rest. So that's the completion of the 9 of last month, and the action, the activity, the revving up to go of the 1 of February. So I'm sure you're feeling it too. It's about taking the lead. This is going to be a big year for you to step into the truth of your purpose. Take that lead, be bold, and take risks, and fear less, powerful. That's what this is being called, what's being called forth. We also experience Imbolc on February the 1st, which is Celtic tradition, and it's the halfway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So it really gifts us that beginning, it's the turning point, right, out of the yin and back towards the spring of new life, the action, the more light, the more sun. It's supporting the boldness of February as it rolls in. Let's get into some of the astrology. Oh, it also supports poetry and crafts and prophecies, and really takes us into that deep well, which is going to mirror where we go when we enter Pisces season, more towards the end of the month. So astrologically, we have several planets in Aquarius. Now, let's not forget that Pluto just went into Aquarius, and that is such a significant shift for how humanity is going to be in its evolutionary sequence over the next 20 some years. We will see so much deconstruct to reconstruct anew, really giving the power back to the people and making sure that our cause is the cause for the good of humanity and not to serve the few, but to serve the collective. That means we have to deconstruct all kinds of shit, all kinds of things. We are going to witness the deconstruction of so much as rebirth. It just like being sick, I had to deconstruct so many things within my physical body. It was palpable, releasing grief through my lungs, burning with fire, fever. None of it was lost on me as I went through my own birth cycle. We're doing it collectively. I'm an Aquarius, doing it physically, doing it personally, doing it collectively. You're going to see this over and over and over again through this year, especially in this month. You will be met by the new moon in Aquarius on the 9th of this month. And new moons are always the fresh, it's the new calendar start. It's on a 9-day, so it's a completion cycle, and it's also the start of the new month energetically. It's about change, it's about transformation. Aquarians, we color outside of the boxes, and we leave no stones unturned. So in the void of the moon, it's a great time to set your intentions for what it is you want to create and become in the power of this one energetic month. We will move into the Chinese Lunar New Year on the 10th, just the day after. We move into the energy of Wood Dragon. This is a powerful lunar shift, pivot into the new year, again matching that 8 energy. It's all about power and nobility, honor, luck, success. This is an 8 year, it's a Wood Dragon year. Do you see how everything is stacking up for our majestic bounty? It is go time, it is service time, it is time for you to be in your exalted glory. If ever there was a time, it is now. It's going to bring about change and also challenge. That dragon energy is a fierce energy. And it's a rebirth energy that brings us into a consciousness that is both ancient and galactic in so many ways. On Monday, the 12th, Mars enters Aquarius, and then on the 16th, Venus enters Aquarius. And this is a really interesting book. Ends around Valentine's Day, if you subscribe to the Valentine's Day energetics. But we have Mars and Venus, the masculine and the feminine, the planet of war, the planet of love, coming into the sign of Aquarius. Again, I think it's at least 5 signs are in Aquarius at that time. And being the innovator, right? Being the humanitarian, really creating the change that is needed. And so it brings a lot of energy into that love frequency of Valentine's Day. It could get a little spicy and juicy and delicious. So if that is your focus, let it be so, and enjoy yourself fully, of course. On Sunday, February the 18th, the sun enters Pisces. And Pisces is the last lunar, it's the last sign. It brings the depths of wisdom and deep emotion. This is always a deeply emotional ride. Pisces brings you, like, you get to feel it all. And it too leaves no stone unturned. It's the poetic, emotional, but highly, like, emotional intelligence, highly intelligent, giving you the opportunity to bring your higher self to the table. You'll have all the feels. It really supports the 8 year that gives you the desire and the understanding how to bring all of yourself forth through the height of your emotion and the truth of your wisdom and your creativity, like to bring you all to the table as the final sign in the 12 zodiacs. It brings you to the culmination of understanding your purpose in a lot of ways. Creative projects, opening up to friends, to family, to lovers. It's going to add a lot of depth to your relationships. And then Mercury's also going to move. It moves into Aquarius at the beginning of the month and it'll move into Pisces towards the end of the month, giving you that depth of emotion, be able to communicate it clearly. We will be brought to the 222 portal. Gotta love those twos. That is all about bringing duality into harmony, into balance, and spiritual alignment. So that portal activates through the Piscean frequency. It's going to give you an enhanced connections, both to self, to higher self, and to source itself, and then into your interpersonal relationships. It also gives you a bit of an expansion into your professional life and an opportunity to come out with more authenticity. That's what Spirit's saying. So if you're a person that speaks out there in the world, this is a great opportunity to really bring your authentic self through. Like, humanity can see through the BS at this point in time. We're all highly evolved. We are being summoned to bring the authentic truth of our greatest expression to the table. And that is where your success will lie. And that is where your service is embedded in the heart and the pulse of humanity. So that 2-2 portal and riding through that Piscean energy is really going to support that. On February the 24th, we have the full moon in Virgo. Brings the practical approach to the wild of the moon. It's a time for you to kind of get lost in that dreamy aspects that you'll be experiencing with the Piscean sun, but also to bring it into like actualized fruition, like really let yourself dream the wild, audacious dream of who it is you want to be and how it is you want to be in the world, to bring that into fruition. It's a really important lunation that's going to give you the higher sight and bring in the greater desire and also the how to. That's what Spirit's saying right now. You'll also be given the glimpses and the ideas of the sparks of, oh, this is what I could, or how I could, or what is being summoned forth, so I can then be in this 8 frequency of massive service, great success, and lots of pleasure doing it. And then we also have a leap year. So there's 29 days this month. The 2-9 gives you the 11, which is always the code of mastery in numerology. It's the number of awakening and of spiritual enlightenment. And since it only happens every 4 years, it becomes an extra special frequency, I would say. So you get an extra, the bonus day this year. And I know that's highly, people have their thoughts about the calendars, and we're just here living one day at a time. So this month will serve you well if you are really in the well of service and you're paying attention and you're showing up and you're allowing yourself to be in your full presence. I love to pull from the Alana Fairchild Sacred Rebels deck. I love this deck. It's one of my faves. And the card is the number 30. It is the perfection of your life. And so the 3 brings us the strong foundations to build upon, to create upon. We'll be moving into a 3-month. Well, it's the 3rd month in March, but it'll be a 2 numerological month next month. But the 3 gives you the creativity. It's the holy trine. It's the body, the mind, the spirit, the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, which is the feminine Christ. It brings the sacred Trinity to all things, which is a powerful number for all creation. It's what creates. And it reminds us that we don't do it alone. The perfection of your life. My sense is we see this, almost the swirl of the trees, like that new life is being brought into harmony, that clear skies are ahead, and that everything sits upon the bounty of this beautiful earth and its sacred geometry, and the magic that is alive within it is alive within you. So keep your gaze high and keep it to the sun that is approaching through the wilds of this journey that you are moving through in this now moment. Each day is a blessing. You are supported by the divinity of the Trinity of all that is. You are loved, you are whole, you are holy, and you are home. Make February an amazing month. I am sending love to your light. Blessed be.